Ignite. CEDH.
Welcome to Ignite CDH. My name is Joseph. This is Kevin. Andrew will be joining us spliced together here due to some scheduling issues on our end during the holiday time. We just weren't able to get all together at once, so this episode is going to mainly comprise of Kevin talking to me and Andrew, and we're just going to kind of have this split conversation as we talk about prepping for our 3K Invitational coming up in Woodstock.
Yeah, it's gonna be fun.
So sit down. If you like the show, give us a like, follow us on our social medias, and join our Discord. On to the episode.
Today we're going to talk about CEDH and a bunch of things about it. Specifically, we're going to go over a couple cards that we wanted to talk about from Avatar, maybe update our feelings on them, get into some discussion on updating a Kinnan list, and our tournament prep for the 3K coming up, the Invitational from Nerds Cafe. First of all, how you doing, Andrew?
Pretty good. It seems like it's been a while since we've recorded. Life's been busy.
Yeah, definitely.
We've had since then. Kevin, you were in that Tough Mulligans or no? Were you?
I went 3 draws, which is basically 3 losses. It was not a spectacular day.
You went 3 draws.
Yeah, how'd you do? Yeah.
I started off with 2 wins. Then I think it was 5 rounds, so I had 3 losses. 2 wins, 3 losses. I get in I think the 16th spot. Got lucky breakers. I was in another pod. There's a Kinnan in seat 1. I was in seat 4. First seat, Kinnan got way ahead. There's a couple win attempts. I thought I had a window. I put a win on the stack with Free from the Reel on a Bird's Paradise. I made the very bad deck building choice of cutting my Spellskite for an old Gnawbone.
Okay.
I had old Gnawbone in my hand, but not enough mana to cast it. So the idea behind it was it's better for flips, and any creature does combat damage, you can make some treasures. So I'm thinking, well, maybe I'll get some treasures, fuel some more flips. Ended up being a bad decision because I had enough mana. I could have cast a Spellskite prior to the Freed from the Reel. So I just go Freed from the Reel, no counter spells or anything. But everyone had used counter spells to stop a Basalt win earlier. Mm-hmm. I get blown out my birds with Into the Floodmaw on it.
Oh no.
Yes.
And if you had the Spellskite, you would have been able to change the target.
That was a feels. That would have given me top cut there. I was in seat 4 on it. I just went for the win. I saw a hand that didn't have much, but it had birds. I kept that in seat 4, drew the Freed from the Reel.
Yeah, when you're in seat 4, you really got to take some of those risks. Your win percentage is already so tanked in seat 4 that, like, you're incentivized to take risks like that, right?
Yeah, usually what I always do is I either keep a hand, as much interaction if I can, to stop everyone from winning and just drag the game out and hope, you draw good, game goes your way, or I keep some kind of win attempt, like if it's a Basalt, like something you're just going to jam and hope someone tries to win first and you get a window, right?
You mentioned a change you made to Kinnan. Are there any additional changes you're looking to make? I imagine you're going to switch back to Spellskite.
Yeah, Spellskite's in. Old Gnawbone might have gotten thrown across the floor somewhere. Not really, but he's out of the deck.
That's an expensive card. Why don't you throw that down to Cambridge? I'll pick that up. You put that in the mail for me. I'll make sure it finds a good home.
Oh, it was just a proxy one. It is a proxy tournament, but I don't actually own Old Gnawbone, so I've been debating it for a while. I'm like, what? It's an online tournament. I'm going to have some fun, like spare one with some cards. I regretted that.
Yeah, I plan on doing that with some of the tournaments later this year, big time. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Yeah.
I tried out Badger Mole Cub because I'm thinking I'm on Free from the Reel lines, and I did 2 things with Badger Mole Cub. I put in a Lightning Greaves and Badger Mole Cub. So the thing is, if you have the 2, like, it goes, some mana dorks in hand, you're going to move the Lightning Greaves across, you're going to keep tapping for green, extra green, you're going to make extra mana. Badger Mole Cub seemed really bad.
Okay.
It just...
So you can give your creatures haste with...
the Greaves.
With the Lightning Greaves, and then you can tap it for mana the turn it comes down. Okay.
Yeah.
For a 2 mana investment earlier, I think the bigger thing there is protecting Kinnan. Like, Kinnan's just so easy to remove.
Yeah, all the Pyroblasts, the Bowmasters. I thought maybe it kind of doubles down. I ended up cutting Badger Mole Cub because it just seemed you need a lot of dorks, and even then, you need one dork. It might as well just be Neverless Mystic or something, right? Like it doesn't
Yeah.
do enough. Even with the freed from the real lines, if it's a Birds of Paradise with a Badger Mole Cub, if you say you don't have Kinnan, right? Otherwise, you
Oh,
win. You're just making
I
infinite
don't.
green, which doesn't help you at all unless you have a
Okay.
Thrasios out. So I cut.
Can I ask about your play patterns with Badger Mole Club, actually? Do you play it when you, like, do you tap out on turn 2 to play it, or is it something you play turn 3, 4, 5 and use that mana right away?
Oh, it depends so much in my hand. I had it. Generally, it's a 2 mana creature. So what I did, my cut was Nyx Bloom Ancient for it. Because Nyx Bloom would kind
Okay.
of sit in my hand so much, and I think they're kind of doing similar things, right? They're making it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yep.
Obviously, like the alarm bells on Nyx Bloom. Nyx Bloom's a better card, but it costs what, 7 mana.
7 mana's at it, too, yeah.
It makes your opening hands better, Badger Mole Cub, but it wasn't doing enough on its own. The spots in Kinnan are so tight. Uh,
Hmm.
so I ended up not liking it, and I took it out.
Yeah.
I have not seen
Andrew
anything about
taking it out
Legacy.
of Kinnan. He said he didn't like it.
I could see it not liking it in Kinnan, but you just have so many mana dorks that now tap for 3.
But I put Nyx Bloom back in, but that I might get out of for the Unagi of Koshi Island. Like I see that serpent. We talked about it in our Avatar review. I was mixed on it.
The Unagi of Kyoshi Island.
Yeah, that serpent.
Unagi? I
I
don't
don't know.
know.
I don't like how it's a must. So Bowmasters, you have to draw 2. If they fuel it, there
Yeah.
goes your Kinna. It's just asking to happen. So I'm torn on the card. I don't know. But I'm gonna test it. I didn't like Badger Mold. Lightning Greaves didn't seem worth it. Like
No.
it, the idea is nice, but I don't know. It,
Yeah. Well, we did have a Kinnan top 4 in the Frenzy of the Falls. It wasn't anyone we know. It was FreedomWaffle. But what did you like about that list that you might steal?
I'm looking at a lot of this list. So he has an extra dork, Finn Tornell's, not on that
Okay.
one. So right away, that just, makes your opening hands better. He's on Flesh Duplicate, and he's on no bad cards. I'm very different. I'm more of, what is it, the Grind Them into Dust one, the variant.
Okay.
I'm still on Trinisphere and everything. I was basically grind them into dust, took out some of the tutors for Basalt for Freed from the Real. That was essentially my build.
Okay. Interesting. Do you think maybe with the meta being more turbo, it's better for you to have the grindy style with the Trinisphere and like slowing down the games at your pace, or do you think that potentially a Freedom Waffles build focusing on a faster, more opening hand friendly version is better to go with in this metagame,
I used,
especially with how much turbo we're seeing?
I used to think mine was better just because I've performed pretty well on it. I was at a tournament in Orangeville. I was playing my build, and another Kinnan player was playing his, and I'm just watching the plays, what he's doing, what options he had. I didn't see his hand, but I was sitting at the other side of the table,
Mm.
just looking at it, and his deck, I was really liking what I was seeing from it.
Okay.
He's better at politicking than me, that's for sure, and it helped. He politic keeping Seedborn around because there was an Omnixilus that was scary.
I mean, I think that's pretty easy. I mean, I guess it's a tough decision if you got one removal spell. Which one do you target?
Well,
But it depends on what's on board. It could definitely be better to target Obnixilus.
there was an Omnixilus out and one of those cards like a Deafening Silence. So it was going very
Okay.
well, but
Yeah.
eventually he played a High Fate Trickster, and then he started to dominate.
Yeah, because then okay.
It,
When you can cast things on anyone's turn, and you can only cast one spell a turn, that's really good.
but yeah, I figured once the Seedborn, he was fine. The table was fine with him keeping that around. It's like it was only a matter of time before he drew the cards. But he has a lot of like Evans, the no bad cards list. Like I'm looking at this, I'm so different from this. Like I've thought about Flesh Duplicate, I'm not on it. They're on Mockingbird, which is good. They're on Drifted Chasms, which I've tried, but I took it out.
Let's see if I can pull this up.
He's on Elvish Spirit Guide. A lot of Kinnan lists are on that. I like Carpet of Flowers because I'm going for a slower game plan. Instead of the one burst now, I like Carpet of, generally goes even when you play it and 1 or 2 mana the rest of the game, which can probably be cut. He's on
Yeah, we'll.
Trophy.
I'm just gonna stream his deck list here for the
Here, I
share
can
the
just
stream.
post this to you. It's on a card Hidden Strings, which I've seen a lot and I want to test it. I haven't tested that out. But you
Okay, so I got it here. Yeah. So you're talking Findhorn
Seafolds were
Elves,
different. Mockingbird were different. Flesh duplicate.
Cabbage Merchant isn't on there. That's weird.
Yeah, you put that in.
You're not on Mockingbird.
I'm not, because if you flip it, I try to have my flips not be as terrible.
So are you more on like a no bad flips than
Well, I
no
get a
bad
lot
cards?
of bad flips. I guess just grind them into dust where it's. And the reason I don't like Mockingbird is because, say, there is a bigger creature, something, even a Timner or something you want to capture. If you flip off it, you can't. There's better clones I like than that, but
That's fair.
I see the value with Valley Flood Caller in it, so
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
And then we were talking. Nick's Blue mentioned the Unagi is there, and oh, Hidden Strings. There's the card we were talking about.
So that
So what are your thoughts on this card?
I think it's risky because you're asking your creatures to be targeted more with Bowmasters and Blown Out, but it seems good. I want to test it. I don't have much of an opinion on it. I've seen it popping up.
So my thoughts on the outside are that it kind of works like a ritual for you in that like you have Kinnan out, so anything you taps for 2 that already pays for the hidden strings, and then you get to do it again. And if you manage to get a combat hit with Kinnan or whatever creature you put it on, that's going to give you 4 mana in combat, where you're only 3 mana from that's almost a free flip.
And it every turn, yeah.
Yeah, you can copy it every turn. You can also tap down problematic permanents if you need to. Probably a creature to get in with combat damage with Kinnan, but not with Kinnan, but with whatever creatures. Like if you got a big beater, but they only have a blocker, well, guess what? Your one Chiton's tapped down now, and I'm getting in for 5, right?
Yeah.
I really like Hidden Strings in the deck. I haven't obviously played it. I don't play Kinnan, but just the theory of playing it, I really like.
Yeah, which leads me to my next problem. It's like I want to try this, but I'm also not on a lot of these. I'm not on Green Sun Zenith. I'm not on Nature's Rhythm. I'm not on Pact. I'm not on Offer. I'm not on Chain. I'm not on Dispel. I'm not on Board. I'm not on Court of Calling. I'm not on Snapback. I'm not on Disrupting Shoal. I'm not on Dramatic Reversal. So you can see my list is very different.
Oh yeah, you're playing less control then
Yeah,
too.
I'm not on Commandeer, and I'm not on the other big spell there, Misdirection.
Misdirection. Yeah.
Which I see the value of them all. I'm not on Imposter Mech because you can't flip off it, but I see all this. That's a great anti-Bowmasters. I'm looking at this list and I really like it.
Thinking about giving it a try before the tournament,
The thing
or just
is,
changing up your list to be closer to it.
I don't like going into a tournament without practicing the deck a little bit, and I don't have time to get these cards to practice it.
That's a good point.
So I probably just go blue farm for the tournament. If we talk a little bit of tournament prep,
Yeah, big time.
I probably
Shoot.
do that just because I'm comfortable with it. Now my list is I've gone slower. I went slower before. Now I've gotten rid of Archivist of Ogma. I cut that for Option
Really?
Agent just to stop the tutors, because I find there's a lot of like green decks, creature decks, where if they're tutoring my Archivist, I'm going to draw a card. Sometimes as a counter spell for a counter, they're casting a creature, and I have Force of Will Pact to hit a creature. I found it's better just to shut off that tutor completely.
Okay, see, I run both of them in my list.
I don't want to run both because I don't like when my deck doesn't synergize. If they can't search your deck, you're not drawing off Archivist, right?
True. Yeah. I don't know. I just think I just think having 3 answers, like tutors, are so prevalent in CDH that having a hard answer to tutors is good, and then on top of that, like at least being able to draw off things. I find like magic cards that are very good tend to reward you when something that's going to happen happens in the game anyway. So like Badger Mole Cub, where you're going to tap your creatures for mana in a green deck, it's going to give you more mana.
Yeah.
It's very little cost to put it in your deck. There's no additional setup. So as much as you don't want the anti-synergy of like, oh well, you're not going to tutor, but I'm going to draw if you tutor. I think there's still something to be said for running both and being able to like up your chances of hitting that either punishment or shutdown, right?
I think you're exactly right, and that is my problem with Kinnan, of why I'm not on these good cards like Commandeer and Hidden Strings, because I have more creatures to try and make my flips less bad. You know what? If you're spending 7 mana for a Kinnan flip, you're already not doing good. It's not what you want to be doing.
Yeah.
So I like the no bad cards.
Kinnan has definitely moved off of like
Yeah.
flipping in, and now it's much more of just control-y, like I'm gonna get there, and I might, if I have extra mana going into my last opponent's end step, I'm gonna flip.
Yeah, you're exactly
Yeah.
right. And I think that's messing up my Kinnan. And also my thoughts on Blue Farm, right? Like with like opposition and Archivist. I think I'd be better to, I'm still holding out on Polywog Prodigy, for example. I have that in Kinnan and Blue Farm. I don't see it in any of those lists.
Yeah, I would be taking out Polywog
Yeah,
Prodigy at this point if I were you. Yeah.
yeah, I think.
I think it's time just to make some minor adjustments going into the 3K. Were you playing Blue Farm at the 3K or Kinnan, or you're not sure?
I haven't decided yet. For the last little while, I play random games on Spell Table. I keep track of a little
Yep.
win-loss thing. So I figure whoever I do
Okay.
better with is what I'm going to keep. So I got
Five, six,
Blue Farm, I'm 5-3 right now. Kinnan, I'm 3-3. So it looks like Blue
wow.
Farm's the winner right now. But
That's a hell of a good record.
well, it's just random spell table. Like
I don't know. It might not be worth me going to this 3K now if you're going to be busting that out.
I just write them down. I try to keep track of it. I'm not. Jeez, I'm on a big tournament losing streak here. So yeah.
I mean, you'll be okay. I think like it seemed like you took a bit of a mental health break there, though.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess so.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Oh no, I think you're still a very good player. I wouldn't read into having a few losses in there.
Yeah. Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I am gonna be on Blue Farm for the 3K. I'm not sure there's any major changes. Well, there's one major change I'm considering. I'd love your advice on it.
Yeah.
I think I might drop Ad Nauseam.
Ooh.
I haven't had a good Ad Nauseam in a while. And it just puts so much more pressure on me to preserve my life total and other people to hit me. And now with things like Cabbage Merchant coming out and more, and like there is that, I don't think there's a whole heck of a lot of black decks at Woodstock, but we can take a look at a different time and count it up. But just based on who we know is qualified and what we expect them to play. I don't know. I haven't been impressed with it lately. And then I'm more incentivized to play things that would hit me a lot for an Ad Nauseam, but they have different additional casting costs. Just I haven't been impressed with Ad Nauseam without. It's been slightly worse without Mana Crypt.
Yes, and without Dockside, I don't try to aim main phase Ad Nauseam. Like I'm always never on neck.
Oh yeah, there's never a main phase Ad Nauseam anymore. It's like end step, right?
I view it. See, I never used to be on Ad Nauseam, and a long time ago there was a guy. I forget his name. He won a tournament. Brian Cobal or something. Brian Koval. I don't know. Anyways, he's a good player. I forget his name. And this is like 3 years ago.
Okay.
When Dockside was everything in, and people asked him about cutting Ad Nauseam, and he's like, sometimes you just need a card. You just have to hit people over the head with a hammer. You just need that hammer in your deck. Like you pull it out of nowhere. What I like to do with it is it's a backup plan. I've discarded it so many times. I just get rid of it. Once I get to like 20-ish life, I don't even care about Ad Nauseam. Like I'm never casting.
Yeah, I stopped carrying around 25 or so life. I'll still cast it if I get it, but it's not ever going to be a game plan when I'm never tutoring forward at 20 life. You're correct.
And if I ever have the option of 5 mana, because Crom's 5 mana, if I can do both, I'm always casting a Crom on my turn and just getting the incremental card draw rather than a swing and a miss Ad Nauseam. But if I have it, you draw rituals. Sometimes you keep open mana for a counter, you don't use it. I just love the option of someone's end step before my turn, just checking for counter spells. It's just a table check. Gets countered, you get a counter spell out, and then maybe you're good.
I've used it for that before.
Audio Jungle.
You're going to be on Kenrith?
Maybe. Do I want to disclose it to the person who can build around my deck the most? Maybe not.
I'm not really planning on making any changes for this. We did have a discussion about taking Ad Nauseam out of Blue Farm, which was a change I've been considering.
I think it's wrong.
Yeah, that's Andrew said the same thing. Is like at worst it's like a counter spell check, right? Because like you cast it on your end step the turn before you go off. If you have like your combo in hand or whatever, and that'll bait out counter spells and stuff. So. And I've used it like that before, too.
Yeah. What do you think of his recommendation on Toxic Deluge?
I've played Deluge anyway. I've been on it this whole time. I've always found it useful.
Fair enough.
Oh,
I
what
feel
are your
like
thoughts?
just the extra counter spell is just like nice right now.
Yeah, I normally like to find room for like some sort of mass interaction in the deck, especially as like we don't really have a hard control deck and see well, some decks try to be hard control, but there's not a lot. Being able to like fully clear the board when I want to is like a very big upside. I feel
Fair
it's a
enough.
very good catch-up mechanic if you fall behind on board presence.
That's fair. I don't disagree. I don't disagree at all.
Audio Jungle.
Yeah, that's the whole reason it's in the deck. Yeah.
That's not a bad point, actually. I might keep it in then. Other than that, I'm not considering too many new cards for, like, I already have Wan Shi Tong in the deck.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm considering anything new for the 3K other than that. There's 3 tournaments after the 3K that I'm probably going to be playing Aang for instead. Aang at the Crossroads.
Nice.
I've been looking for a deck to play that's not Blue Farm, just so I can have some little more variety
Yeah.
in playing.
Blue Flame does get
Um,
boring, I find. You do the
I
same
don't
thing that covers.
Fine. Yeah, maybe. I want to say it's not boring, but I'm looking for something else. So
Yeah.
maybe I'm a little bit bored. Um, and I like Gyruda in like casual. I have like a Be'lakor deck with Gyruda as the companion, and it's really fun just to flip everyone's deck and see what happens. So I'm really disappointed that I didn't see Aang as a possibility when we did our episode, because it's basically you dig one card deeper, you don't put anything in your graveyard, and you don't have to worry about any mana cost restrictions.
Yeah.
And we played it last week. I played it at the Two-Headed Giant with Joe, and it was so fun. The one game we won with it, and it wasn't even, I think it was a turn 2 win. So I had like enough acceleration. And the plan was Joe would play Atali, and I would play a bunch of counter spells with this backup plan of casting Aang. But I ended up casting Aang on turn 2 this game. Flip. One of the first or second flip was Sakashima, so I'm able to keep my clones. And then I get Clever Impersonator to copy Joe's food chain.
Oh, wow.
So then I can start exiling the clone effects and Aang to recast Aang anyway. And ended up comboing off that turn. I find Preston to give myself extra tokens every time something enters that wasn't cast. And then clone that a bunch of times. And then ended up with, I think, 12,000 take the initiative triggers on the stack. Which is enough to cycle through and kill your opponent. And then you just don't take the draws. One side of the dungeon, you have to take the draw. The other side, there's no draws in there, so you can just recycle all those if you don't win. But it was so fun. Stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm looking forward to having some fun at the end of the year. Big time.
If we go back to Blue Farm, I know 2 cards I've put in. I've been
yeah.
a fan of is one to stop a lot of the turbo decks is Vexing Bauble,
Okay. Yeah.
and just cheap. Like you can put it out. Usually it doesn't last too long, but you can say you Vexing Bauble and then later you play your Breach after that. Like it's a great turn 1 if you can get it out right. Slows everyone down.
Yeah.
But later you can kind of use it as almost a silence effect. You play your Breach. Once that's played, you have access to counter spells. You can crack it, then the LED, or maybe the LED's already on the field. A lot of times, you know how you just play it and get it out there. It's kind of
Yeah.
nice.
Okay. I don't hate that actually.
Yeah, it slows people down, and then it's kind of a silence. And the other one, it also stops like a lot of. I don't know enough about Ral, but I'm thinking it's going to do something. Maybe I don't know.
Vexing Bauble against Ral. They don't play a lot of free spells, I don't think. A lot of their spells, they're like 1 or 2 mana, and they get discounted to 1 mana.
But it's just the
So,
flip, right? They have to flip to win.
I don't think they have to. I think it lets them dig further.
That's the day. Okay, like those 8 or whatever, they exile 8 or something.
Yeah, so it stops that flip from being useful at all. Absolutely.
And the other thing, it stops, it's like a silence but an offensive one, is Orm's Chant. I've really been.
Oh yeah.
I like that so much. Like not to mention, it does kind of go with Adnos. I haven't had that dream scenario, but I imagine, okay, you politic like it's someone's end step trying to win, or a Tully or a Ral, you do the Orms chant, and then later when you're on that, you're one person less. You can maybe add Nos, but that's 6 man. Like that's a hard scenario. I haven't
Yeah,
had.
silence into the ad naz is probably better, but I guess silence is just better than Orum's chant overall. So
Yeah, it's just silence. Everyone's alarms kind of go at Orm's chance, kind of like it stops that one win attempt. It's way better than a counterspell because someone else
yeah,
might back you up if they're trying to win too. Like it's yeah, I've been a fan of that. I really like Orm's chant.
okay,
Even if there's sometimes you just start it off if there's one person with a fish or a wrist stick, it's like, well, I'm just gonna see what you have.
okay,
So I don't know. I'm going a slower blue farm. It's kind of, I guess, especially with how I've done lately in tournaments, it's a little risky when I'm trying to slow everything down and act a little stacksy because, someone blows your piece up, you just not, rather than the turbo trying to go quick, right?
yeah.
Harder. But yeah, I'm going one of those two ways. Probably blue farm because Kinnan, I think my deck's just outdated and I have to tweak it a lot more.
Yeah, and you don't got the time to get the practice in before the 3K4. Yeah, Blue Farm's always going to be, even if you're not practicing with Blue Farm, it's just card advantage and a little bit of control mixed in there with a combo finish. It's, you got the combo lines down. That's the main thing.
Yeah, because I was thinking about going either two ways for this. I was going to go turbo blue farm or slow stacksy blue farm, and then I'm like, I'm not that good of a turbo. Like, I don't know Necro that well, and if I was going to do that, I might as well try Rogsai. And I like white in card advantage, so I'm not doing that. I'm going, yeah. That was my thoughts on it, anyways. Still a lot to think about.
Yeah, well, you got 5 days to think about it, 4.5 maybe.
Yeah.
Audio
I think I'm going to just play my best deck that I have, not my pet deck this tournament. Will I regret that? We'll see.
I mean, if you're like well practiced on one deck, then I would consider going with that one. But
I'm not, you know me, I'm not really well practiced on any specific deck. I try to maintain knowledge base of all my decks.
yeah,
And like I feel pretty good on Rogged Thras. Like I'm pretty confident with it. It just really depends on the metagame. And I think right now with the 3 new cards that I'm putting in, it's really hard to say no to it.
yeah, that's fair. It looks. I mean, it did pretty well at Frenzy at the Falls.
It was the most played deck at Frenzy.
Yeah, I think it put 3 in the top 16, 2 or 3.
Something like that. And Sam Black barely missed out.
Yeah,
So I want to put in Cabbage Merchant. Because it's just a good card.
it seemed to be doing work at. I've watched a couple like matches of Frenzy, and it seemed to be doing good.
Yeah, so I want to add Cabbage Merchant. The deck that I'm looking at didn't have it, so I'm like kind of like hesitant on it. I just don't know what I would cut. And then Wang Shi Tong was added to Rogthras, and same with Badger Molcub.
Yeah, those should all be in.
Audio Jungle.
A couple cards that we wanted to talk about from Avatar hang at the Crossroads.
Is that the firebending make 2/1?
No, it's the one. Look at the top 5.
Oh,
Put something
yeah.
4 less.
Yeah, I've lost to that dog actually. It's just like, yeah.
It's been really freaking fun.
Yeah, I didn't see that. It's kind of like, what's that? Garuda, Doom of Depths type of like that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
except you don't. It's actually it's pretty similar. You're not locked into even cost, although I guess if Guardian's your commander, you're not. But we played it at the Two at a Giant with the Tali. We never actually got to clone it with. We never cast a Tali and got any triggers, but it was fun. We did win with one where we got. He basically ended the game with like 12,000 initiative triggers on the stack to cycle through and dome our opponents for however much we needed to. But like the cloning and stuff like that, and that deck just goes crazy.
Yeah, so flush dupe, all those things, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly good deck. Yeah, we missed that. And then I was talking about the Unagi because I thought it might be decent, but it's better than I thought. Like, well, I have it in my Kinnan right now. I was testing it.
Yeah.
I just wrote it on a piece of paper because I don't have the actual card yet from the store, but I got to get that. Have you tried One.
Shi Tong. I haven't gotten it out in a game, but I haven't I've been playing with it in my deck. But I've had to play it against me, and it just beat people down for 5 every turn.
Right.
It was, and it's vigilant. It was so good. I think it's a very good card still.
Okay, I found it's one nice thing about it being legendary, the 2 blue. I had Delighted Halfling out. So you think,
Oh,
yeah, that's a nice little you can use the blue for that.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's great in Kinnan. I really like it.
Yeah.
Should I jump in?
Do you want to
Yeah, overreaction?
get overreaction? Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Here's something that came up in one of the games I was playing, actually.
Oh boy.
I just talked to the guy, and so say it's a bit of a setup for a scenario. Say you're playing Kinnan, or a deck like Rogthras. You have mana dorks. You're not going to feed a turn 1 fish, right? You're fine to let it go. Do you mental misstep the fish turn 1? Unless you're a turbo deck or have a lot of fast mana rocks in your hand that you're going to feed it. Like if you're a green deck and you have a Birds of Paradise or an Elvish Mystic to play, it's best to let the fish resolve and save your mental misstep. Obviously, if you're against like a Rogthras or a Rogsai or some fast turbo deck, you got to hit it. But generally, what do you think?
If you're again if it's 3 creature decks or 4 creature decks and someone plays a Mystic, that's a good one. I guess what else do you plan on using the Mystic on? Like a Mana Dork, a Soul Ring. If you plan on pushing early, you might want it for like a Swan Song or a 1 mana counter spell.
Yeah.
I don't think you. But if you plan on pushing early, you're probably going to end up feeding the Mystic anyway. My reaction is to say you do.
Yeah.
Just because you don't know what anyone else. Even these large creature decks, they still play Lion's Eye Diamonds or Soul Ring, Signet, Lotus Petal. They still play all those too.
Yeah.
And you don't know exactly how good their start is going to be. So I'm going to say you still hit the Mystic corner.
That's what I always thought too. That's what I still think. I always mental misstep that card advantage. Same with the Esper. I'll hit a fish or an Esper.
Yeah.
Especially an Esper. A lot of times I think an Esper in the slow game better. But the one guy I was talking to, he's like, yeah, I never hit the fish unless it's like a Rog side. And he's like, I just hold it and I show it to people when they're tutoring, and I ask, what are you getting? He uses it as politicking thing. I'm like, geez, I've never thought of that. So yeah.
But you don't. You hit good tutors obviously, but you don't hit every tutor with that.
Well, I guess he did it in there was a vampiric tutor, and I think it was vampiric or enlightened, whatever. And he said he was going to get a Ristic, and he talked him out of it without even casting the mental misstep. Just you can get something a rock or something, but not the Huh. So that was interesting, and he said he had it the whole game. And I'm like,
yeah, I think I'd rather just use it and know that is useful than have it bank in my hand.
That's what my thoughts are too. Now that with on Kinnan though, if there's a bunch of red decks with Pyroblast aimed at my Kinnan, I'm definitely rethinking that.
You consider keeping it for the again, if your Kinnan is pivotal to an early game win, absolutely you keep that. Yeah.
It's definitely it's more open to interpretation other than just I've always been automatic. I got a misstep.
I like that. It makes me think.
Yeah, me too. I thought, yeah. The proposal to change how hybrid mana works will only homogenize the format more, with Manamorphose being a staple in red turbo decks to help cast Adnaz and Vexing Susher, making Basalt uncounterable, or in Blue Farm making Underworld Breach uncounterable. We should not welcome the hybrid mana change that is only being implemented to sell more Lorwyn packs.
Okay. I hadn't considered the selling Lorwyn packs angle. That might be a whole discussion on its own, is now that Wizards has control over the Commander Committee, are they making that change for that? Did they make changes to Commander for the purpose of selling more packs? That's a whole different discussion, though. I'm still in favor of it. Because the original design of the rule is that you could play the cards in they didn't really break the collar pie too much, and you could play them in the mono deck that they could be in, right? Yeah. I don't think. Will it homogenize the format?
I guess I should say it's going to decrease deck variety, which is a bad thing, I think.
Yeah, what we're playing, technically, our pursuit in CEDH is to find the best of the best. In any competitive environment, your goal is to your goal as a player should be to play the deck that gives you the best chance to win. People think that deck is blue farm, but not enough people that we're seeing 60% of decks be blue farm, or I guess I don't know 40% or whatever you would consider a super high spiky rate. I think CEDH is so far from being solved that even if you could snap your fingers and be God and there was an optimal list for every commander, there would still be a lot of debate as to which commander you play.
Well, that's different play styles, different preferences. That makes sense.
Yeah, those will all bleed in. I don't think homogeny in the format is really a terrible thing, though.
I mean,
it's not bad to have an idea what you're going to play against and be able to plan for it. And CEDH is so wide open that you can, 2 blue farm decks are going to be built different, 2 Rog Thras decks are going to be built different. They're going to have the same goal in mind, but they're going to have different builds. I don't think adding a couple cards that are slightly outside their color pie or do things slightly differently is going to make a big difference.
Fair. I mean, I see Manamorphose just
Manamorphose would be the big one, for sure.
Well, the problem filtering it into black, mostly black, I think, for Adnaz, right? Or all kinds
Rog Thras would filter into black, or probably mostly black. But the other thing about filtering mana is we already have perfect mana in CEDH anyway. We have all the fetches and all the shocks and all the duels and all the right. Your filtering is more just this one time I need it to go.
But it does it at instant speed, which we're not used to having. Changing the colors of mana, right? Does it do that?
Yeah, in one shots we're not used to it. There's Kinnan, you play Basalt Monolith and you filter with what's it called?
Mirage Mirror.
Mirage Mirror, yeah.
I guess one of the other things is draws of being kind of annoying for people, I guess controversial, the draw meta a bit. Vexing Shusher can really push that of if you have mana open and Vexing Shusher, I can stop.
I make you're going to counter this thing, I'll make it uncounterable and we'll force a draw.
Yeah, that can get very annoying. I think but it's already in the format and we don't see that, but I think opening up to having that in allowed in Blue Farm, for example, Rog Thras or Rog.
I don't know if I would play Vexing Shusher in Blue Farm.
Because Rog Size playing Defense Grid, I imagine Vexing Shusher goes in there.
No, because I think it's better to just be able to shut down interaction in general than it is to especially a turbo deck where your goal is just I'm gonna win and you're not gonna stop me.
It's true.
It's not I'm gonna force this draw, right? It doesn't really get you anywhere.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm good. It's gonna go in Kinnan, that's for sure.
Yeah, I can see it in Kinnan for sure.
And any deck that's not in white, that's red or it's an interesting card. Yeah, that's gonna, especially because Kinnan has the mana a lot of time to spare for that.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I shouldn't say that easy because I thought Mysterized Village was going to be a lot better. It's not in most Kinnan lists.
It's not really.
Yeah, and that's.
I'm surprised by that. I really like it. I put it in Ang. Didn't use it, but we had it in there.
Well, Kinnan's surprisingly tight on the mana drops because you do want 2 colored pips to try and get Kinnan turn 2. Because the idea is you play a rock or a dork, you play Kinnan turn 2. Ideally, you picked up a rock. You play the dork turn 1, Kinnan turn 2. The dork taps for a rock, and yeah.
Okay.
Mysterized, just the risk of it coming in tapped. If it's just it can slow you down too much. That's what I've thought.
True.
I don't know.
What else do you got for me?
The rise of turbo decks like Rogsai, Ral, Atali, Dihada, Semi-Blue Thrasios lists, and numerous other fast decks with limited interaction isn't healthy for the meta and risks turning CEDH into a turn order simulator, with first turn having a bigger advantage. So it's not healthy for the meta. Or the meta isn't healthy for CEDH, sorry.
I don't think that's what's going to happen. I think what we'll end up doing is seeing... sometimes in Magic, depending on the format, in 60-card formats, you've had a rock, paper, scissors sort of effect where aggro is popular this week and then it loses to mid-range, and that mid-range is popular in a couple of weeks you end up getting control because control beats mid range. But when control gets big, people move to aggro to get faster things to get under control. I think we could see something similar in CEDH, where turbo's big now, so you get more not control-y decks but stacks decks. Stacks and mid-range decks that can take advantage of you casting a bunch of spells, or it can play something that slows the game right down, like a Time.
Yep.
And then when Time gets big, then you get the trying to think what like the third part of that triangle would be. You have like turbo, mid-range, and
Mid-range
stacks.
comes.
Yeah.
Because mid-range will just outvalue the stacks.
Yeah, mid-range outvalue. Mid-range can sit there under the stacks and gain more value than the stacks deck can.
And we kind of had that mid-range hell, and then the turbo decks came and just go under it, right?
Yeah, I think we're just in that part of the triangle right now. We'll probably, as the people adjust, see a little more of a lean towards the. You can't see it on my desk, but I'm doing like a little triangle as the lean. You see a little bit of a lean towards the stacks, and then from there, blue decks like Blue Farm and other mid-range decks will just come in and take control of the metagame.
Which you can kind of see, I'm kind of preparing for that in a way with my Blue Farm, with the opposition agent and the Vexing Bauble, and right, it's kind of, we'll see. I don't know how well it's going to perform, but that's
I'm like our Blue Farm list too. We can, like, if we look at who's making that tournament specifically for prepping for that, we can take a look and like, oh well, we know there's going to be a hard control list with Marchesa. How do we want to be able to? We want to make sure we can fight that with something, right? But that's a whole different conversation. I don't think the shift to turbo is bad. I think it's just part of the triangle, the rock paper scissors moving around.
Yeah. No, that's a great answer. That's good. Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. I just come up with them. I don't agree with them. I just
Flattery will get you everywhere. All right, everyone, and we have a tournament coming up every weekend. Actually, it's kind of spaced out nicely in December. First up, we have Critical Hit Gaming Lounge's 5th Dual Land Tournament. You can find it CEDH Dual Land Tournament 5 on Top Deck. That is happening December 6th. It's a Saturday. Tickets are $40. Starts at 10 a.m. 5 rounds with a cut to top 16. Foods and drinks on site. Top 4 players receive prizing. First place gets a volcanic island. Scrubland will be raffled off to everyone in attendance, and a Savannah will be raffled off to the top 16 if they hit the player cap. 80-minute rounds. Top 16 and top 4 are untimed. Next up, we have on December 13th, an online tournament. Tough Mulligans is doing their monthly-ish tournament. We've all played in them. We really like them. It is a webcam CEDH tournament, $400 in prizing to the top 4. I believe the breakdown, $400 to the top 4. This time they are doing the Japanese format with slightly modified draws. They are gonna get, if you draw, you get back half of the points you wagered. I'm actually a big fan of trying that out. I think this is really good. Just in theory, we'll see how it affects draws and stuff. Yeah, no, this is a really good tournament. Really positive community. You can get that by searching TM Circuit Act 9 Invigorating Encore on Top Deck. All right, everyone. Another edit. New hat this time. We also got wind of a tournament happening at Waypoint Games in Hamilton, Ancaster area. It is their first CEDH event, so the rules are a little different, but still worth checking out. First place wins a foil Ancient Tomb UMA box topper. There's additional prizing that will scale with attendance. We don't really know what that is yet. 3 rounds of Swiss with a 70-minute timer. And an untimed top 4 table will be played for the finals. We will have a link down below so you can go check out that as well. They aren't on Top Deck last time I checked, but if they are, then I'll make that the link. And then the next tournament, we have the King of Games series number 8. That's December 21st in Orangeville. We've all played this one as well. 11 a.m. start time, 80-minute rounds, and full proxies are available. We have an entry fee of $30 Canadian. And their regular King of Games rule: the winner of the last King of Games tournament is in attendance. They are automatically put in the top 16 if they don't win their seat. They are using equal distribution for draws with the Japanese format. Real good time. Would recommend for sure. And last but not least, on Sunday, December 28th, Forbes Hobbies is hosting a 100% proxy-friendly CEDH tournament. $20 entry and a $500 store credit guaranteed in prizing. We will still be giving away Alliance's Force of Will if we hit player cap, which is 28 players. So come out between Christmas and New Year's. We got a good community. We're looking to grow it. This will be our chance to show that proxies help motivate people to come out. Alright everyone, thanks for tuning in and watching. This is a little more cut up than we normally like it. Just the way schedules worked out, we kind of tried to record at 2 different times and fit everybody in. So don't judge us solely on this one if this is your first episode. Please leave us a like, subscribe, comment. Any interaction helps us with Algorithm Jesus. And it's his birthday coming up. It's Algorithm Jesus' birthday. So anything you can do to appease the Algorithm Jesus, we would appreciate it. Join us on our Discord below. Check out our social media. And yeah, let's keep growing this Ontario CEDH.
Yeah, I'm just making my Rog Thrust deck pretty.
Nice.
Yeah, the only thing I don't have for it is a deflecting SWAT. I had to sell it for my Thanos.
Yeah, when we're playing a proxy tournament, so.
Oh yeah, but it was just like my decks to look nice
That's fair.
when I'm playing at a top tier tournament. I have all these pretty cards, and
You want to
I
get the pretty cards.
have papered. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I think deflecting SWAT's like one of the only cards that I have a paper proxy for. Everything else, I think I have pretty much either a good proxy or a real card.
I'm excited that Tough is trying half your points back on a draw. That's really exciting for me.
Half your points back on a draw? Cool. I did not see that update, but that seems like half your points is still like fairly punishing, but better than no points.
Just looking at top deck, I saw Kinnan. I was looking at it. Did well at he got second, I think, at Frenzy of the Falls.
Oh yeah?
CEDH top 16.
Nice.
And there was a Rowan deck that top forward.
Really?
Yeah. I had a great weekend, like not going to that, but the whole back of my mind was like, oh, I wonder how well I would have done if I went. It was like a mix, you know.
Yeah, I was kind of the same way. It would have been really nice to go.
So who won it was Rog Thras. Then Kinnan got second. A Niv Mizzet got third, and a Rowan Sign of War got fourth. So that's a wild
Really?
top
Wow.
pod. Like,
That's pretty good. I think that'll work.
It's
It's
a
gonna
little
be funny.
bit.
Gonna be funny seeing me in like 3 different outfits for this.
man, it works. Will only homogenize.
Homogenized?
Yes, how do you pronounce that?
You want to try homogenize?
Homologize.
G before the N.
Okay.
Homogenize.
Homologize. All right. The proposal to change how. Let's do a clap here.
I'm gonna laugh when you still get it wrong.
Yeah,
sorry.
probably. I'll still mess it up. All right.